Hey guys, Brittany here from Pennies into Pearls. On today's video, I'm gonna be giving you guys an update on our house hunt to buy our first home, and we are so excited. We're still excited even though the journey is long and it's probably gonna be longer. If you're new to this channel, let me fill you in a bit. Our family currently lives in San Diego County, which happens to be one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. I think last time I checked it was top 5, so that's great. Which makes it a little bit more challenging for our family to find and purchase our first home on a small budget, but we are learning a ton of stuff along the way, different programs that we can use, different grants that are available, and finding different ways to be creative to actually get your offer looked at in such a competitive market. If any of those things sounds interesting to you, or if your family is looking to purchase a house in the future, you're gonna wanna stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Like I said, I'm Brittany from Pennies into Pearls. Here on this channel is where I talk about finance, food, and fun, helping you guys find ways to save money any way possible so you can live your dream life on less. So kind of as an intro to this topic, I thought I'd give a little background on what got us to this point to get us here where we are ready to start looking for our first home. We've been to this point kind of in the past where, looking back, I don't think we were ready at all, and it was a blessing that we ended up not finding anything at the time. The biggest thing would be is that as of last October 2016, we became debt-free. If you guys want more information on how we got to that point and how our whole debt-free journey went, I will link you guys to a video up here, and then there'll also be a link down in the description box below. Go check it out. If you are on any sort of journey to getting out of debt, you're gonna wanna go check that out because I share a ton of tips with you guys on how you guys can get to that point yourself. Becoming debt-free was the biggest thing, and then on our way to becoming debt-free, two things are what I attribute a large part of that success coming from is turning to a cash only budget, and then also becoming dedicated to our meal planning, because the less we go out, the less we go into the grocery store, the more money we're gonna save and keep in our pocket so we can get out of debt, so we can start purchasing our first house. This is the second video in our house hunt on a budget series, so I will link you guys to the first video that's gonna kind of give you a lot more in-depth as far as like the numbers go, what price range we're looking at, how much we plan on financing and things like that. So go check that video out for sure. And I will be putting all of these into a playlist, and I will link that as well for you guys. One more thing you're gonna wanna make sure and do is follow me on Instagram, because that is where you are gonna get the most up-to-date information on our house hunting journey. Instagram stories specifically is where I'm just sharing tons and tons of information. Anytime I talk to our realtor, I update there first. Anytime we go and look at a house, we update on Instagram stories first. So make sure that you are following me there for all tips on how to live frugal and fabulous. So probably the biggest update since our last video would be is that we found a new real estate agent, and oh my goodness, am I so happy this happened. If you watched any of my Instagram stories, you would know that our previous realtor told us that it wasn't his job to find us a house, just kind of be the like negotiator of the process. So as soon as we heard those words come out of his mouth, we knew that we might be having to look for somebody else. And oh my goodness, so the way that we found our new real estate agent was just word of mouth, which is how we found the first one. But we figured we might as well give her a try, and I'm so glad. If you guys live in San Diego County and you're looking for a real estate agent, send me an email or you can DM me on Instagram, and I'd be more than happy to pass her information on to you. What I love about her is she's very creative in the ways that she's looking to help us get into a home. So our budget is really low in comparison to the average house cost in San Diego right now. She has been putting a lot of time and effort into researching different loan options, into researching different grants for us, and that's typically not the responsibility of the real estate agent, probably more so of your lender. But because she's so dedicated to helping us find our first home, she is going the extra mile and is always texting me, sending me emails of different things that she's learning, and she is also constantly in contact with one of her lenders trying to find different ways to help a first-time home buyer in a lower budget find a way into purchasing a new home. When I say creative, an example of something like that would be paying attention to homes that have come on the market and then maybe dropped a price, or finding homes that are on the market that by looking at the records you can tell that it's not the owner that is putting the house up for sale. Maybe somebody passed away and now the kids are just trying to get rid of it. Finding different ways in to take advantage of the opportunity. She has been great at that. Kind of a side note, one thing that we learned, and I'm really excited to share with you guys, is a creative idea on how to kind of pitch your offer rather than just having your real estate agent send in the numbers and it's just all paper, trying to get a little bit more personal with the seller. And one idea I saw online was to actually create a video of your family, of you kind of telling the owner of the home how much you love their home, how you see your family growing up in the home, what are your plans, who are you? We've heard of people writing letters before, which we plan on doing if we ever submit an offer. No, we will one day. But making a video is way more intimate, and taking that extra step to create a more personal relationship with the owner might get your offer bumped ahead of other ones. Another update, which isn't great for us, is that the market here in San Diego just keeps going up and up and up. The house prices just keep going up, and there's not a lot of homes on the market. Maybe 1 or 2 homes will come on the market under $500,000 a month, or maybe a couple more than that, but the pickings are few, which just means that the prices are gonna keep going up. So that's one update that's not so great. In our original house hunt on a budget update, we mentioned that our initial plan was to use the USDA loan, which is a 0% down financing option. We've come to realize that this lending option kind of puts you at the bottom of the totem pole as when it comes to competing with other offers. While this is still our strategy, we still need to save up enough money to have a down payment. Currently, we've just reached our $9,000 goal, which is to cover closing costs. And I've had a few of you guys leave comments in other videos and on Instagram that sellers cover closing costs, which sometimes is true, and in a buyer's market, it is very much true. But in a seller's market where the seller can pretty much get what they're asking for most of the time, it's gonna be a lot more likely that the buyer has to pay the closing costs. So we wanna have that money set aside just in case we have to end up paying the full closing costs. So we have a goal to save up an additional 3.5% down off of a $350 mortgage loan, which is an additional $12,250, which we are working on saving at this current moment. We're thinking at the end of this year, probably October, maybe November, we will be able to have that in savings. And then at that point, it opens up a lot more options as far as lending goes. So we're gonna be looking into the FHA 203K, which is a loan through the FHA program, but it also gives you money to put towards renovations on the property. That might be really cool. I don't have a ton of information on that, but once we get closer to that mark, I'll be doing more research and sharing that with you guys for sure. What's awesome about that is with the USDA loan, the house has to be in pretty tip-top, like move-in ready condition. With the FHA 203K loan, the home, like I said, can have some room for improvements like the roof or maybe some flooring, and some of that loan can go towards those improvements. And then once we get that additional 3.5%, for a down payment, we might also be looking at just a conventional loan, and we can just go out and buy whichever house we find fits our needs. Those two options, the FHA and the conventional, won't really be true options for us until we have that additional $12,000 set aside in savings, which will probably be closer to the end of this year. But in the meantime, we're still gonna be looking, we're still working with our amazing realtor, trying to find creative ways and trying to get in there before anyone else does. Though there's a lot of things working against us, we're still optimistic. We're in a very good position where we're not in a hurry to move. We have a great home to live in. We've been blessed with this opportunity to live in this home and to rent it. We're willing to just wait it out until we find the right deal. I know it's not ideal to purchase in a seller's market because you're going to be paying more of the top dollar. We plan on jumping if and when we find that deal that fits into what we are comfortable spending. That's our house hunt on a budget update for you guys. Let me know, has anyone out there ever used any of those different lending options, the FHA, 203K, or the USDA loan? Did you use a conventional loan when you purchased your house? Also, I'd love to know how many of you guys are starting to do your house hunt to buy your first home, or maybe it's your second home. I'd love to chat more with you guys down in the comments. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.